Hello everyone, I'm Julia. As a professor in leadership, today I'm going to talk about what to ask an interviewer in an interview. Usually we only prepare for an interview and think about all the questions the interviewer will ask us. But make sure you also have some good questions prepared, because usually the last question at the end is, do you have any questions for us? And latest then, you should have some good things to ask and not obvious facts that you can find, for example, on their website. So make sure to prepare well. Now, here are some of my favorite questions you could ask. Number one is go a bit more deeper into how the organizational culture is. So I know this is a tricky one, because culture, what does that mean? And they will just give you probably, the values they have on their website or something like this. So maybe tell them the values. So just say, yeah, I saw on your website and I did a bit of research that your values are, for example, respect, open communication, and positivity. So then ask the interviewer, I really appreciate, for example, the value of positivity, because that's a shared value of mine. Can you give me an example of how in your team or how in your organization this value is lived? So how it is basically implemented, or how we can see it. So this way it's more than just a word. And with this question you can show two things. First of all, that you are aligned and you can share what you have in common, but also hopefully you understand a little bit more what is behind that on a day-to-day basis. So that's usually a very good question to ask the interviewer. Another one I would always also ask is around development opportunities, because at the end of the day you also want to showcase that you are interested in learning and in growth, and it's also an interesting thing to have. So what are some growth opportunities in this company? It's not about saying, hey, I'm going to start this job and then I want to have your job straight away, or I'm going to start this job and then I want to straight away do something else. But it's showcasing that you're interested in learning, and hopefully you can find out a little bit more. So maybe they offer training programs or support learning on the job or whatever it is, but it's a good question to ask. And the last question I would definitely ask is also more around the team and maybe your specific tasks, because I talked about this in another video already. Many people are disappointed between what is promised to them in an interview in terms of their tasks and what the job ends out to be. And if they're not disappointed or regretful, they at least are surprised. I mean, you can be positively surprised, right? But it's good to ask a few more questions, showcasing, of course, that you know what you're applying for. So don't go like, what do I do in this job? But maybe more, for example, pick one area. So one part of the job is interacting with clients. How would you typically maybe imagine that? What maybe even are you expecting from me in this regard? So that you have clarity on what you have to do and you don't end up, for example, in a sales role, although you thought it was communication internally. Nothing against the sales roles. I think they are very important, but you need to be cut out for them. Make sure that you are aligned there. So these are some questions you can ask. What I would try to avoid asking, at least in early interview rounds, are things around when can I take my first holiday, or asking about the salary straight away, although this one is tricky because you also don't want to apply for a job that's totally not aligned with what you want. But I mean the specific salary negotiations, wait until you progressed more in your interviews. And remember, it's always good to do many interviews so that you are prepared when the right job comes around. You can then ask the right questions to the interviewer. It's a good opportunity, so don't waste it. Prepare and ask what matters to you so that nobody is surprised or they are only positively surprised. Best of luck and see you next time.